have members from 3 generations of John Wayne's family here with us today. On behalf of the Wayne family, you will hear from the Duke's eldest son, Michael, later in the ceremony. At this time, I would like all of the Waynes to have joined us today to please stand and be recognized. Now, to make a special presentation to the family of John Wayne, it is my pleasure to introduce a war hero in his own right, a member of our armed forces who landed with the 82nd Airborne Division at Normandy on D-Day. Ladies and gentlemen, the President Pro Tem of the United States Senate and the Chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee, Senator Strom Thurmond, Michael Wayne will be accepting this presentation and he will be making remarks at a later time.
Members of the Wayne family and ladies and gentlemen, as a nation searching for heroes, John Wayne still stands tall. A proud American who portrayed defenders of our country from every branch of the armed forces. John Wayne symbolized courage, loyalty, independence, and patriotism. John Wayne's surpassing support for American service members, both on and off the screen, shall never be forgotten. A grateful nation is proud to remember an inspiring patriot, John Wayne. It's an honor to present this to you in honor of your dead father. Thank you very much.
It is now my honor and privilege to present the Honorable Newt Gingrich.
First of all, to all of John Wayne's family, it's wonderful for you to be here and to be part of this. Michael, it's good to see you again. Just the whole group, it's great of you to be here. I happen to be, by accident of scheduling, doing an interview today with the New York Times about what are my 10 favorite personal movies. And it happened that 3 of them were John Wayne films, so it was kind of an interesting, it kind of fit. When you go on about to the next 10 or 15, another 3 or 4 I would have added at that point. So I'm here as a genuine devotee on 3 grounds. First, as a fan, I did all I could to make the family estate as large as possible by going as often as possible, renting as many films as possible, and now buying them when they're available, so I'm doing my share. But I think it's also a tribute to John Wayne and to the sense of patriotism that he stood for and the sense of doing the right thing, and I think standing for a kind of America that all of us feel in our heart, and in that sense, it's a wonderful thing to be here. Second, as an Army brat whose dad spent 27 years serving in the U.S. Army, I wanted to come and say thank you to the USO because I know personally all over the world what an important job you're doing and how vital it is that you're still there. We'll be visiting in just about 2 weeks. We'll be visiting our troops in Bosnia, and I can tell you that your role today is just as vital, and in some ways I think in peacetime the USO role is even more vital, and I see General Reimer nodding yes. I think the active duty members will tell you it is vital. So I would say this is a great opportunity for us to have a chance to remind people about somebody who has made all of our lives a little richer, your dad, about an organization that makes millions of lives richer, the USO, and finally to unveil a new system which is part of America at its best. We were reminded last night by the 3 nuclear explosions in India that the world will remain dangerous, that the United States needs to remain strong, and this particular system is an example of what we need to be strong. And as I think back to some of John Wayne's films, whether it's Flying Leathernecks or the Green Beret film or Bright Eyes, I think he would have enjoyed the opportunity to have been in a film that involved a system like this. We're very proud to have you here. Those of you in Orange County left John Wayne Airport to land at Ronald Reagan Airport. I'm not sure how you can have a more conservative That's about as conservative a venture as you can have. So I just want to say, it is an honor on all three levels. This symbolizes our commitment to remain for the 21st century the world's only superpower, to make sure that when our young men and women do volunteer to serve their country, that they be prepared in training and in equipment to go into combat as the best in the world, to have the best chance to survive and the best chance to win. The USO is our commitment to every young man and woman who's willing to serve their country, that volunteers, people who care, patriots are out there on a regular basis. And being here tonight to launch that month of appreciation by introducing the Duke with the Duke's family is just a great personal thrill, and I thank you all for making it possible.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Wow, what wonderful words. It makes me want to work for the USO another 10 years. And now it is my great pleasure to introduce the Acting Secretary of the Army, the Honorable Mike Walker.
Thank you very much, Lane. Mr. Speaker, General Reimer, members of the John Wayne family, thank you all so much for being here. Mr. Garth Brooks, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this is a great occasion, and I want to thank the USO for sponsoring this. This is an important and historic event, and as always, the USO does a spectacular job for our soldiers, and we thank you so much for that, Elaine, and for all your staff. We are here today to pay tribute and to honor a special man, a man who always made all of us feel proud to be an American. For John Wayne always represented the values of America. He was especially able to capture the essence of soldiering. He taught us what it was like to be a soldier. He showed us that soldiering is about courage. It's about selfless service. It's about sacrifice. And most of all, he showed us that soldiering is about patriotism. Today, 31,000 men and women, America's soldiers, are deployed in 76 countries around the world, keeping the peace in Bosnia and keeping a tyrant at bay in the Persian Gulf. Many of those soldiers were inspired to serve their country by John Wayne. That's a fact. So we as a nation have been blessed by his example. Today, it is very fitting that we name the second prototype of an awesome helicopter, the helicopter of the future for the Duke. For this aircraft will strengthen the nation, and it will help future generations keep the peace. Thank you very much.
Senator Lott, thank you for joining us. Our next guest needs no introduction. His music dominates the charts. His name is recognized around the world. He is the current Entertainer of the Year, honored by both the Academy of Country Music and the Country Music Association. But there is something about this man that you may not know. When it comes to being a lifetime fan of John Wayne, this man ranks at the top of the charts. Ladies and gentlemen, I am thrilled to introduce a man dedicated to the patriotic ideas for which John Wayne stood, Mr. Garth Brooks.
Thank you very much. The best that song has ever sounded. Thank you. I don't really have a purpose here. I was invited here, and I considered it very much an honor to attend. I feel very thankful to be here. And so the only way I can speak to today is not as somebody that really sounds that intelligent, but somebody that was a fan. I don't have anything to declare, just so you know how big of John Wayne fans we are. All our aliases out on the road and during the tour are John Wayne characters. That's about it. We registered under Court Evans about 1,000 times in 1,000 different hotels across the world. So if you're ever looking for me, Mom, and you can't find me, then that's how you know it's me. Just real proud to be here, real proud to be a part of this. And as we listen to the people talk about defending America and defending our country, maybe I'm oversizing a little bit, but it seems with the way the structures have been around the world over the last decade, it seems like not only are we defending our country, but we are the last great keepers of peace here around the world. So to think that this is part of that, to think that it's named after a man whose characters, good or bad, always knew what was right or wrong, makes me really feel good about our future, my children's future, and it also lets me know that the keepers of peace and things like this are in the right hands. Congratulations to you, fam.
I'd like to ask Michael, Ethan, and daughter Marisa to please come up here. Okay. Yes. Okay, and now? Ladies and gentlemen, the USO of Metropolitan Washington is pleased to introduce the Comanche prototype number 2 as the Duke. Thank you, Mr. Brooks. Thank you to all our special presenters today. I know America's newest defender will wear the Duke name with pride. John Wayne once said of his children, "There are a few things in my life I'm not too proud of, but those kids are not one of them." We are proud to have 3 of them here today. The Duke's eldest son, Michael, is chairman of the John Wayne Cancer Institute, one of the most respected cancer research treatment institutes in the world. He is also the president and chairman of Bat Jack Productions, where he produced several of his father's films, including the classic Green Berets. To speak on behalf of the Wayne family, please welcome Mr. Michael Wayne.
Thank you, Elaine. Mr. Speaker, Senator Lott, Senator Thurmond, wherever you are, Secretary Walker, General Reimer, Mr. Brooks, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor of a lifetime to represent my father here today and to speak on behalf of the Wayne family. About a third of them are here right now. My father received many awards in his day, including the Academy Award, but few made him prouder than the Special Congressional Gold Medal awarded to him in 1979, a medal with a simple inscription, "John Wayne, America." It meant so much to him because John Wayne loved his country, and he loved its traditions, and among our nation's finest traditions, he felt, was the American military. My dad portrayed many heroes in his films. In real life, John Wayne had heroes too. His personal heroes were the defenders of the country he loved and respected. One
one way he demonstrated his admiration for our military was to portray servicemen on the screen. He did so in 23 of his films, some of which I had the privilege of producing. Another way he supported our military was to visit with soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines during times of conflict on various USO tours. As a boy, I remember him heading off to the South Pacific to be with our brave men and women in uniform, to support them, to talk to them about home, and to let them know people cared about them. As a grown man, I remember him traveling to Vietnam, South Vietnam, not to make a political statement, but to salute the courage and bravery of the young Americans who proudly wore the uniform of the United States, and to let them know that the people at home did not forget them. My father lived a very full life, and you could say he saw it all. Well, almost everything. If he were here with us today, he would be humbled, honored, and moved by this magnificent ceremony. He liked the nickname Duke, particularly since he was a boy originally named Marion. And he would be very, very proud to see the Duke emblazoned on the side of this spectacular new stealth helicopter. Now, there's so many people that our family would like to thank for this truly awesome day. Elaine Rogers for establishing this remarkable tribute. Garth Brooks for lending his immeasurable support to the USO's mission and his kind words about my dad. Senator Thurman for his most distinguished presentation. The Speaker of the House. Senate Majority Leader. And of course the Department of the Army for dedicating the stunning aircraft as the Duke. I probably misrecognizing some of you, and for that I apologize. But on behalf of the entire family, we thank you. We feel our father's memory still stands tall, and we are proud to know this new Duke will fly high as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. We want to thank you and the other Wayne family members for being here today and sharing with us in honoring a true American legend. To conclude our ceremony, I'd like to introduce, and it is my pleasure, great pleasure to introduce, the Majority Leader of the United States Senate, the Honorable Trent Lott.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. I apologize for being late, but as a matter of fact, I was where the Duke would want me to be. I was on the floor of the Senate defending freedom. I was relieved by that greatest of all Americans still living, Strom Thurmond, who plans to be here for another term or two at least. But thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for the children of John Wayne for being here. It means an awful lot to all of us. Thank you, Garth Brooks, for being here. I mentioned to him that he might have heard of that new famous singing sensation, the Singing Senators. And that maybe we should take a moment to sing together. We've been singing with the Oak Ridge Boys, but we really were in hopes we'd have a chance to sing with you, Garth. But for you to be here and join USO and honoring this American legend, John Wayne, means an awful lot to all of us that love your music. And also view you as an icon in your own right. So thank you for being here. You know, the Duke really was an American hero. Everybody my age grew up watching John Wayne, believing in John Wayne, and knowing that he symbolized so many of the really good things in America. And I think it's so appropriate that he would be honored in this way by having this stealth helicopter, the Comanche stealth helicopter, named in his honor. And you referred to the Congressional Gold Medal, and we've gone back and looked at that. Some 19 years ago, Ronald Reagan said he considered the award a tribute not only to John Wayne, the man, but also to those high standards and ideals to which he was dedicated. And I know that that is true, and he symbolized for so many Americans what our soldiers and sailors and airmen and Marines do as they're deployed all over the globe, and he had a tremendous appreciation for what they did, what they are doing, and so it's appropriate that we recognize him and them in this way. But also I want to thank USO Elaine, for what the USO has done for our military men and women, particularly here in the metropolitan Washington area, where they're offering a wide range of services, specifically state-of-the-art travel assistance at the Baltimore Washington International Airport. It helps 250,000 of our military personnel. I've seen them in airports all over this country and literally around the globe. They need this help, and it's one of many, many things that the USO does to help our military men and women. So thank you for what you do. Thank you, John Wayne, for what you have done for America, and it's a great honor for me on behalf of the Senate to be a part of this wonderful occasion. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Senator Lott. I know how tremendously busy both you and Speaker Gingrich, I know how busy your schedules are. It means so much to us that you are here tonight. I'm coming out to honor John Wayne. And I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. This really does conclude the formal portion of our evening. And we hope to see everyone at our Colt USO Defenders Run on May 31st, which I understand Senator Thurmond has said he's going to lead that 10-mile run. And I said, Senator, we're going to be right there with you. So we hope to see everybody there. Now, on behalf of the men and women defending our great nation this day all around the world, thank you and good night.
Looking aircraft, and just wait until you see this thing fly. We're going to show you the public's first glimpse of the Army's new Comanche helicopter. Eyewitness News at 6 o'clock starts right now.
Tonight, there's a new chopper out there that can do just about anything.
Brace yourself, because we're going to take you for a wild ride next. When you think of helicopters, generally images of hovering and low and slow flying come to mind.
Yeah, but you're about to see something that will change all that forever. The newest high-tech helicopter was shown off for the first time today in Palm Beach County. And guess who was there?
Mark Schumacher.
Mark Schumacher.
If you've been out in the far western reaches of Palm Beach County recently and heard a strange noise and something whooshed by and thought it might have been a bird or a plane, well, no, it's actually this brand new helicopter that can outperform both.
What's really, really funny is to be doing 150 knots at 50 feet above the trees and watching the trees go by. It's very quick. It's like a little sports car.
And more maneuverable. For the very first time in front of the public, Boeing and Sikorsky showed off their new super military helicopter, the Comanche. And what a show. The Comanche is all about firsts. The first new military chopper in more than 20 years. The first using fly-by-wire, the joystick now replacing the usual stick controls. The first to use stealth technology to make it hard to pick up on radar. And listen to this. Just a half a mile away, you can't hear the Comanche. But what really pumps up the test pilots is this helicopter's muscle.
It's not only very quick, but it stops very quickly and it feels like it's glued to rails.
It can go any direction the pilot pleases and fast. Backwards, it's gone 80 miles an hour. And to test its sideways speed, Sikorsky's chase van just couldn't keep up.
We had to use one of the engineers' Mustang, a 5-liter Mustang, so that we could get it going fast enough. So that's significant. That's like twice the speed of any other helicopter in those directions.
The first Comanche has only been flown for 100 hours, so pilots are barely scratching the surface on what it can really do.
What you saw is more than what they can do with a current generation Army aircraft. Now imagine what it's going to be once we explore the full flight.
With defense funding tight, the project's $2 billion price tag isn't making it popular with all budget keepers on Capitol Hill, but Boeing and Sikorsky are hoping that seeing is believing. And the only bad news is the Army's not going to take delivery of the Comanches until 2006. But everybody involved in this project says it'll be worth the wait. We're in Palm Beach County. I'm Mark Schumacher, Channel 10 Eyewitness News.
I'm sorry, did he get paid to do that story
Lucky
today?
Mark.
That's too much fun for one day.
My 10-year-old son would love that.
You would love that.
I would love that.
Well,